Happiness through curiosity on the Ranveer Show. Do you think we'll ever see an expansionist India in our lifetimes?
In our lifetimes, it may happen.
Really?
It may happen in our lifetimes. It's possible.
I'm obviously asking you this question based on the fact that we've done countless geopolitical episodes together. And the one core learning I've had about geopolitics from you is that geopolitics unfolds over decades. So you can kind of roughly predict what is likely to happen.
When it comes to India's potential future expansionism, I say it could happen within our lifetimes, the next 20 to 30 years or whatever, because power is a force that pushes outwards. And India is a rising power. India is currently a middle power. It is not comparable to China. China is about 3 to 4 times more powerful overall than India. But China's hard power is not rising. It is stagnant, and it's going to slowly start shrinking over time because of the impending and ongoing accelerating demographic disaster in China, which is the horrifically low total fertility rate, 1.09. To have a sustainable population at the level it is, you need a TFR, total fertility rate, of 2.1. When you go below that, what happens is that your population not only starts shrinking, the average age, the median age of your population starts rising. China's average age is about 39 right now. By 2050, it will be in the late 40s, 48 or so. By 2100, the average age will be 68, 69 in China. And the population will be half of what it is today. Long term, China is doomed. Okay, from that perspective, who's going to fight the wars at the borders if the average person is 68, 69 years old? Even in 2050, the average person will be almost 50 years old. Who's going to fight? And China is such a weird nation where I must have said this before, every individual who lives in China, most of them, they have no brothers or sisters, they have no cousins, they have no uncles, they have no aunts. They are the last of a very ancient lineage. And you have a guy like that on the border and you expect him to die, his entire bloodline will die with him. You think they're going to be motivated to fight? Okay, they will obey the orders to go and fight and die if they are told to, but the motivation is going to be less compared to somebody who's defending their homeland, like Indians. So that's a deal with China. India, on the other hand, is rising. Its hard power is rising, economic power is rising. When your economic power rises and grows, your military power also rises. India's power projection abilities are visible. We are doing freedom of navigation operations in the Indian Ocean region. The Chinese Navy, even though it's so massive, they're building warships like sausages, they are constrained by the 2 island chains. The Americans have ring-fenced the Chinese Navy through these island chains. So China, overall, its power projection and its overall hard power is slowly shrinking now. It's beginning to shrink. It's still going to be a very powerful nation until the 2050s. But overall, it's shrinking. India, on the other hand, is rising. It's growing. The hard power score is rising. Every year it's going to rise to a certain extent, to a certain amount. So once you have that happening, borders change. Borders are never set in stone. And as your hard power index is rising, your score is rising, borders will change and expand outwards, not inwards. So that's why I say that in our lifetime, India's borders are likely to change in some way. And India's overall net area will increase, most likely. In which direction, I would not like to talk about it because it is not nice to say, but it will eventually happen.
You said it already.
I think those who can understand.
Northwest. That's all I'll say. That direction. Where do we... Okay. A bunch of things to unpack. Why did you say 2050s for China? Like that, you're saying that based on the demographic predictions.
Yes.
If you enjoyed this clip from the Ranveer Show, we've uploaded a ton of other clips related to a ton of other topics. So explore the channel because there's something for everyone.